Hello, everyone. This is Rita Rue of Creative Atmosphere, and I'm back with part 4 of the late night drawing session. All right, let me get started here. I'm going to use this color called Sanguine, I think it is, in this cheek area here. So I can't believe I posted another video without sound. This time I made sure that I checked to make sure that the sound was casting. So hopefully it comes across as such and you can hear me. The technique I'm using is called burnishing. And in the last drawing session, I shared the book that I got the information from on how to do this particular technique. I'm going to show it right quick because I know that nothing was heard of what I said about the book. It's called How to Draw Portraits in Color Pencil from Photographs. And as I open it up, the technique burnishing is to take the drawing and place an even layer of light peach Prismacolor over it, like the black and white drawing that the book did before. This will cause the colors to change, giving it a smooth, dull look. Reapply the Tuscan red, which is what this is, the initial Tuscan red right here. That's the peach going over it. Uh, they went over it with the peach. All right. So they reapplied the Tuscan red to reestablish dark tones. And you continue adding color to create skin tones uh, since you no longer have the color of the paper to work with. So this burnishing technique takes up all the color uh, of the paper, which is the goal. You want to put as much color on the paper as you can. Um, and the thing about it is the burnishing techniques. It takes the darker colors and it lightens them up with the lighter tones, so as not to make it so harsh. It smooths it out and blends it and lightens everything up, and then you can go back in again with the darker tones and give it a little bit more dimension and depth, if that makes any sense. So I'm trying this out. Put the book back. And I've got my sanguine pencil and coloring this cheek here, his right cheek. It's on the left side of the picture though. I want to thank everybody for taking the time to check in and watch the content. It's much appreciated. If you're not catching it during the live, you can catch it once it's streamed, and it's much appreciated. I was using my phone to view the reference picture, and the battery is very low, so it's going to give out. So I figured I'd get my tablet since I remembered to charge that up and use that in the drawing session for tonight. The phone is much easier. It's a smaller device and I can hold it in my hand a bit better. But I'm going to make do with what I have right now. The tablet, everything is working out just fine. All right, I'm going to color in this lighter area of his face with a peach tone. I don't want to leave that paper white there, but I am going to apply some color and darken it up just a tad bit, not too much. The weather was beautiful outside today. Such a beautiful day. I'm so happy and grateful to be alive, to experience it, experience the wonders of God, His work, in creating the day. And it's just being alive, to wake up, open my eyes, and take another breath is a blessing. And to be able to come here this evening, tonight, and do another late night drawing session, that's a blessing as well. So I won't stay before you long tonight. I usually try to get each session 30 minutes at the least, and no more than an hour. But I think I'm going to go for about 30 minutes tonight. It may run over, but 30 minutes is the goal. I know when I was coloring in shading yesterday, I said 30 minutes, and then I looked up, it was close to an hour that had went by, and I was really enjoying the process of laying the color in on the picture. I just lost track of time. I looked up and an hour was rolling upon us. Yeah, it looks like I got some streaming here going on with the video recording. Not sure what's going on with that because it reads that the streaming condition is excellent. Well, the connection it says is excellent. So what's going on with the streaming here, the uploading. All right, so I'm going to go back in. Let's see here. I'm going to use some cream over here. I want to remember to keep this area as light as possible because this is the actual highlight on his face. So I'm not going to get too carried away and cover it up with a darker tone. But I do want to put a little bit more color on the top of his head. I'm going to put some cream on this side of his head as well. This is a reflection of the light on this side of his head. And he's got a little bit right here in his cheek. So I'm going to get I think I want to use the Tuscan red now. This is Verithin, Tuscan red by Verithin. And Verithins, they have a harder lead than the Prismacolors. And I have to be careful as not to apply too much pressure because the Verithins can also tear up the grain of the paper. And that makes it tough to layer once that happens, once your paper is destroyed. So just ever so lightly, I'm applying this layer of color in. And now I want to add a little very thin Tuscan red to the lips here. And I'm going to get that dark brown here and sharpen it first before I add another layer. I've got my table tilted at an angle and I'm really trying to move ever so gingerly and lightly here as to not knock down my pencil tray that's sitting right here to my left. So if you hear a crash on the floor, it's not me that's falling, it was my pencil tray. Hopefully it won't fall. It looks like it's secure. I put a piece of kneaded eraser underneath it so it wouldn't slide forward. So hopefully that works to hold it in its place. A little ingenuity here. Such a relaxing experience for me, as I said a little earlier, layering in the color. It's peaceful. So let's see here. What color shall I use next? I'm looking at the sanguine. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Sanguine. Hmm. A little bit of color here in this cheek area. When I'm layering in the color, I have to be mindful of the area that I'm drawing in. If you could notice that I'm going in this motion here instead of just up and down, because this is uh, a portion of his face that goes in that direction. So his skin is more than like, well, his skin is, I don't know how to describe it, but his teeth are underneath here, so it's not just a flat surface. You kind of have to give that impression with your coloring and the strokes that you lay down, that there's something underneath uh, the flesh, the skin. Like there's a roundness here. So when I lay the pencil strokes down, I color in the shape of the area. I'm going to leave that alone because I'm not sure if I'm doing a great job explaining what's going on there. Cantstop Will, how you doing? Can you hear me? Just checking to see if I can be heard, because um, I did another video last night and there was no sound to it. So I'm hoping I have sound tonight. So glad you could stop by and check out the live late night drawing session 4. Oh, good. You can hear me. Okay, I don't know how a fly got in here, but there's a pesky bug in here and I'm going to have to get rid of it. Hold on one second. He's making himself at home, almost sitting on the artwork. He's got to go. Look at that. Oh, you can't see it, but he's there, and I don't want to kill it on the artwork. I'm just going to smudge him. Okay, I got him. I got him. All right. Let me get back to it. Artwork is safe. The bug is gone. How he got in here, I don't know. I do have the window up because it's a little warm here in Michigan today. I think it got up close to 90. You got hot shot. What is that? What is hot shot? You got hot shot. I'm not sure what hot shot is. Oh, a good fly spray. Ah, I see. No, I don't have hot shot. Actually never heard of it. I remember. I guess the thing that I'm familiar with is Raid. But you know what? If I had sprayed something, it would have got all over the artwork. And I was trying to just redirect him away from the artwork so it could stay safe, and it worked. It's a long process of layering the colors. This is actually the fourth drawing session. Excuse me, and I don't know, it's just a slow process. But I thank you for tuning in when you can to check out the progression of the drawing. The more layers you have, the better. I had planned on just doing like a 30-minute session tonight, but a lot of times when I get started, I forget about the time. I forget what I said, and I find myself going longer than what I had initially set out for. I enjoy doing the lives as well because it's kind of like a dual purpose for me. It's just a tip. It's coming out nice, but I think my forehead needs to be sized down a bit. Okay. So I'll probably have to start over because once I lay the color in, I don't think I could do a whole lot of erasing. So I'll more than likely start over. Because you're saying come down this way, bring the height of it down, you mean? Or the width of it, or both? Let me know your thoughts, William. Can't stop, Will. Let me know. And I have no problem with starting over. I'm not too far into it to where I can just, scratch this and do something else. So it's all good. I'll do exactly that. That helps with the accuracy of it all, getting everything right the way it should be. So help me out because it helps to train my eyes to see things correctly. I love the feedback, the input. Constructive criticism, I guess, is what you call it, right? You said the bulge stands out a lot more than it does in the actual pic. If you take a close look at my forehead, you should see what I mean. So you're like this area right here. So um have to kind of see if I can explain the process of layering. Um Let me see. Trying to get a color that's not too dark. The sun hits this area here. So this side of your face is in more light, whereas the opposite side is in shadow. So I guess the objective for me is to try to uh, depict the light from the dark, if that makes any sense what I'm saying. Um, this side hasn't been blended in 100% yet with the other side, but if it's too big, well, you've already said the forehead is too big, but with the shading, um, bear with me. How can I say it? It won't with when the shading gets right, it won't be such a drastic change from dark to this light area right here. It's gonna be a smoother transition with more color right here. Um, this area is the darker side of your face right here because it's in the shadow area. This cheek here and underneath your neck, all that is the light is not necessarily getting to that area as much. So I'm using this lighter color here to bump the darker areas up. And then I'll use another darker tone, a mid tone here to move this area out some towards the middle of your forehead right here because the lightest parts are actually right here, here, and here. This is fairly light, but it's a mid tone. So is this part right here. Am I making any sense? I'm going to experiment with something. I've got my electric eraser here, and I'm going to see if I could take the size of the head down, the height of it. You said yes, meaning I have a little delay here, so bear with me if I'm asking questions over again. That's why it's important to not to lay the colors in too heavily because you might be able to save a piece if you haven't put the colors in just too heavily. You just do it lightly until you get it to where it should be. And I think I have to come down on this side just a tad bit more. How's that looking? Love the feedback. Can you tell that it's been taken down a little bit or does it need to go a little bit more? So I see the thumbs up, William. Excuse me. Is the head shape looking a little bit better? A tad bit? Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Okay, let me quit. All right, so I'm going to get a brown tone here and bring it on out some. This color is called sienna. Oh, yeah, sienna brown. So I'm going to stop and study the picture before I move on a little bit uh, and apply too much color before I can't correct it again. Let me know if you think I should just scratch it and start it over too. Because I said, before I would do that without a problem. I see it's going down, but unfortunately, my forehead is the only inaccuracy I see. The forehead is kind of big. My forehead is pretty moderate in reality. Maybe if you cover my mouth and nose, can you see my head better? Hmm. Hmm. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see here. Let me try this, William. Got your mouth and nose covered. All right. You said you can see my head better? Yes, I can. That was a great tip. Thank you so much. Does it look like I'm going in the right direction with this? Okay, I'm going to have to close my window. I'll be right back. Okay, you say, I meant if you covered it on the actual photo and just looked at my forehead. Oh, let's see. Do you think I have the height of your forehead right? Or should it come down a little bit more? Because I do see where it could shave down on the side. Uh, the sides, round it off right about here. That looks like the high point right here. And then it's more rounded, looks like on this side. Hmm. Just a tad bit more. I think I'm going to take it down a tad bit more. William, help me out here. What's it looking like? Scratch? Start over? Or did this improve it at all? I might need to scratch it. Okay, let's see. There is only shadow on my forehead, but no bulge. Maybe if you can capture that a little better, it will work. So are you saying this area here is a bulge? And the unevenness in the upper right corner. Sorry for all the critical stuff, shaking my head. No, this is what I'm asking for. This helps. Okay, so you said in this corner here. Now, keep in mind with layering, that's not like the final shade. Layering, you have to do like multiple uh layers of color. So this is looking actually pretty white. Let's see if I could turn down. Nope, that's not going to give you the effect. Um, you can't tell on the. I got a lot of light shining overhead, but I am going to put in more color towards the middle. It's not going to be this light because, like I was saying, the lighter portion of your face is right here under your glasses, um, on your nose area there, and right here along your jawline. So this is actually going to be this here, and this is going to get darker with the shading. This is like my third layer of shading, and it's probably going to take a few more coats or a few more layers to get this. I have to put it in lightly. You can't go in too heavy with it because that destroys the grain of the paper. So you have to, yes, that corner is a problem. This corner here is a problem. Yeah, so I need to put more color on it and even this out. This was like what, step 3 in the coloring of it. So there's going to be much more color added. But okay, so I should wait and watch. Well, it's the process, and it's going to take a minute for all the coloring before it starts, catching up and evening out. I did the dark tones first, and then I left the light areas of the paper so I could see where uh, my transitions are going to be. Like on your nose, um, I'll probably go in with like a peach or a redder tone there. I love everything below my eyebrows. Okay. 100. All right. That's good stuff. But yeah, I understand what you're saying and I totally agree with you. Thank you so much for that feedback and guidance as to where you would like to see this piece go. Don't stop. Keep letting me know what you see. If you is there something you don't like, let me know cuz I want you to be 100% happy with the picture. But I'm going to make sure. Let's see. This is a peach color here. And I'm using the peach to add to the top of your forehead, and then I'm going to go in with a brown shade too. So slowly but surely, you won't see that drastic line or whatnot. It looks drastic right now, but it'll get toned down with more layered, with the layered effect. If that's making any sense. I like the critical stuff, as you say, because it actually helps me search for ways to try and explain it better. And in the first part of the video, I talked about it a little bit, but it was kind of hit and miss. I don't think I did a great job of explaining the process of layering, um, and the technique that I was using. Well, I'm going to use called burnishing, and that helps. It lets me know I need to be more thorough in explaining the process. But if it's like 100% off, then, you know, it should be scratched and I start over. But I think once I get the layering in with the forehead and everything, it's going to cool it down. Right now it's hot, but once I get all the colors in, it'll cool it down and it'll look like it should, hopefully. And if not, you let me know and I'll fix it. I tell you I will. I'll fix it. 'Cause we got to get it right. Did that cool it down a little bit? Because it was hot, but now it's looking like it's cooling it down a little bit. And I don't want to rush. I want to take my time and not overdo it with the coloring. I also wanted to add that the right nostril needs to match the left a little bit better. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. I might have worded that backwards, shaking my head. What do you mean? The right nostril. Oh, that would be this one here. So you wanted it smaller. Is that what it was? The side you're touching up is good. Okay. All right. Is it looking any better? Okay. Is that a little bit better? Just a tad bit? It's better. Okay. I'm going to work on the head shape. It's level it out here. And I'm going to more than likely do that tomorrow. I'm going to stop right now and come back to it tomorrow for session 5. Let's see here. It's 12 o'clock, midnight, a little after. I think a couple of minutes after 12 midnight. And I'm going to stop. I'm not going to push it. But thank you so much for your input. I truly appreciate it. And it's only helping me get better in so many ways. This has been Rita Rue of Creative Atmosphere, signing off for now. Good night. Bye bye.